HOA made me replace a dead tree. I used cardboard to spite them. You ever been so annoyed at something that instead of getting mad, you just got weird? Yeah, that was me last October, right after I got one of those smug little letters from the HOA, the kind that starts with "as a valued member of the community" and ends with "replace your dead tree within 10 business days or face a $200 fine." Let me back up a sec. I live in a cul-de-sac in Ridgeview Hills, which sounds way fancier than it is. The kind of place where folks name their labradoodles after wine, and Karen from the HOA holds more power than the actual mayor. Me, I'm a software engineer who works from home in sweatpants and occasionally eats cereal for dinner. I'm not exactly the poster child for suburban conformity, and I sure as hell don't care about dead trees. But I had one. It was a Bradford pear that finally keeled over after that brutal summer, turned from tree to twiggy skeleton in like 3 weeks. I meant to deal with it, really, but work got hectic. Then my sister's kids visited, and frankly, the tree dying was the least dramatic thing happening in my yard, until Karen noticed. One morning, I opened the mailbox and boom, the infamous HOA citation, printed in Comic Sans. Why? God, apparently. My dead tree was a community eyesore and violated Section 4.3.1 of the landscaping guidelines. I had 10 business days to restore the vibrancy of my front landscape. Now here's the thing: I could have gone to Home Depot, dropped $300 on a new sapling, dug a hole, played the game, but I was in a mood. So instead, I went to Costco, bought a pack of triple-ply cardboard moving boxes, and spent that Saturday evening crafting the most obnoxious, obviously fake tree you've ever seen. I gave it a trunk, branches, even taped some old Trader Joe's paper bags as leaves. My girlfriend, bless her sarcastic soul, suggested we name it. So we did. Trevis. By Monday morning, Trevis was planted in the exact same spot as the original. I even poured a ring of mulch around the base for added realism. And I waited. 3 days later, Karen showed up. I was on the porch, sipping my sad little iced coffee when I saw her golf cart round the corner, like it was a tank in a war zone. She had that pinched expression like she just licked a lemon and marched straight up to Trevis like she was about to arrest him. "This is unacceptable," she hissed, not even glancing at me. "You think this is funny?" I took a long sip. "Little bit," I said. She started lecturing me about property values, respect for neighborhood standards, and the integrity of the HOA covenant. I just nodded along while Trevis gently flapped in the wind behind her like a flag of passive aggression. "I gave you clear instructions and I followed them. I cut in, tree died, tree replaced. You didn't specify what kind of tree." Her face did this twitchy thing like a cat trying to hold back a sneeze, and she muttered something about escalating it to the board. I thanked her and offered her a pumpkin spice muffin. She stormed off. Here's where it gets even better. Turns out, the HOA guidelines actually didn't define tree beyond saying it had to be upright, rooted in soil, and visible from street view. Trevis met all three technically. I know this because I spent a delightful Saturday night with a glass of Merlot in the HOA handbook. Call it spite-fueled research. The board called a special meeting. I showed up in a blazer, no less, with photos of Trevis in different lighting. Even brought in a local art student who gave a little speech on sustainable sculpture as protest. One guy on the board, George, snorted so hard mid-presentation he had to leave the room. They didn't know what to do with me. I wasn't breaking any rules, just bending them like a yoga instructor on Red Bull. So they voted. 5-4 Trevis could stay. Karen. She looked like someone had replaced her Chardonnay with vinegar. After that, things got weirdly better. Neighbors started talking to me more. Someone down the block even planted a bright pink flamingo with a name tag that said Karen Repellent. Trevis became a kind of neighborhood mascot. Some kids added googly eyes. Halloween came, and someone dressed it up like Groot. I left it there for a full season. Eventually, HOA passed a new rule about live root systems fine. I took Trevis down with a small farewell ceremony and planted a real maple, but not before framing the original letter from Karen in my living room. Just a reminder that sometimes You fight HOA tyranny not with anger, but with cardboard, creativity, and a little bit of sass. Now let me ask you, was I wrong for pushing back in the dumbest way possible, or was Trevis the hero we all needed? Drop your take in the comments. Should I have gone further, built an entire cardboard forest? Let's hear it. The end.